Shalom, shalom, shalom. Brother Tava live back again to do another lesson. Just watching over current events and aligning them with scriptures. I was watching a video with Douglas McGregor. Um, it's like the apostles say the words are leaping off the page. So without further ado, it's going to be a quick lesson. Not going to play the whole video, but just mostly the beginning, touch a few scriptures, and we'll call it. So with that said, I want to begin by giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rahahakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders, bishops, the men of great millstone, peace and blessings to the 144,000, the hopeful elect, the men, women, and children scattered throughout the four corners of the earth of the hopeful elect. To you I say, Shalom. So I'm going to run this video and bring a few scriptures, and we'll call that a wrap.
But on the other hand, they also think, I fear, the head of the snake, as you said. That's where people are thinking. And there is no sense whatsoever that...
And we all know that, the head of the snake is Babylon, a.k.a. America.
The last attack of 180 missiles was actually remarkably accurate. And they were able to hit very significant and sensitive targets. They did not set out to kill large numbers of people. That was by design. The Israelis, on one hand, at the top, I think, recognize they're dealing with a much more formidable enemy than they thought. But on the other hand, they also think, I fear, that the Iranians are feeble, weak, and will essentially take the beating. This is...
And that, like I said, these scriptures just seem to go along with all of the words that are coming forth, and, man, we know that these Amalekites that are in the land are wicked personified. We know that, what is, just thought of another, because these people have been in our land for quite some time. I'll read this one, and then I want to grab another one that says, this is Psalms 58:3. It says, the wicked are estranged from the womb. They go astray as soon as they be born, speaking lies. And we know that these people over here in the land of Israel have, what did they say when the Iranians pelted them with, hundreds of missiles? What did they say? Oh, nothing hit. We defended ourselves. It was a waste of time, and all of the media that's, been covering it, the mainstream, they went along with the narrative. Oh yeah, no, we don't even know why they bothered doing it, but the truth was, as the videos started coming out from just ordinary people on their phones, it turned out that, they actually did get hit. They got hit with plenty of missiles, and the Iranians hit their targets. They weren't doing like the Amalekites do, where they just bomb people innocent. The scripture says whoever died being innocent, but men, women, and children that are not part of the military apparatus. They bomb indiscriminately, and they're just sticking to the same reputation they've had since the beginning. Kill the weak, kill the women, kill the children. You know, this is how you can identify them as being the Amalekites. And also, like I said, I wanted to grab this. It's Isaiah 26 and verse 10, because hey, though these people have been in the land of uprightness, what have they done? It says, "Let favor be showed to the wicked, yet will he not learn righteousness. In the land of uprightness, he will deal unjustly and will not behold the majesty of Yahweh, Hashem Yahweh Shai." So this man has, somehow he thinks that the Most High took his own people, and rent them out of that land, and scattered them throughout the four corners of the earth, put them in slavery after slavery after slavery. But yet somehow these people can do as they will, and the Most High will not do anything in regards to it, you know. But let's keep going. I'm going to grab a couple more scriptures.
This is old thinking that goes back into the 70s or the 60s. Those things have changed. Those nations in the region are different now. The people that live there are different. I still don't think that's sunk in.
Stop asking research questions to ChatGPT. Its answers are not reliable, and they are...
Again, here's the key thing to keep in mind. The last play, and the most important play that Mr. Netanyahu has, is to bring us into the war on Israel's behalf against Iran. Now, if you sit down privately with anybody in the White House right now, I think they will confide in you and say, we really don't want a war with Iran. I know that in the Department of Defense, the attitude at the highest levels is, we really don't want a war with Iran.
Like I said, this just this thing just walks through the scriptures, as he speaks. The scriptures just, this is again, this is and this one it comes out so much. It says, "Therefore hear ye the count." This Jeremiah 40, 50 and 45. It says, "Therefore hear ye the counsel of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, that he hath taken against Babylon, and his purposes that he hath proposed against the land of the Chaldeans." It says, "Surely the least of the flock shall draw them out. Surely he shall make their habitation desolate with them." And we see that now, because these Amalekites, they know there is no victory without, without America. It's just not going to happen. There's nothing that they can do. And with that understanding, what they need to do is use American equipment, American assets, American bombs, American intelligence, and cause these other nations to just, hey, look, you're part of this thing. No matter how you try to deny it, it's all your things that are being dropped on our children, on our women, on our elderly. It's your bombs. And we're also seeing, that miry clay, coming apart. These nations are not, joined at the hip as they want to be. We're seeing, I think it was Italy, France, Both of them have condemned this Benjamin Netanyahu. You know, everybody is slow. They're all breaking apart in their unity with these devils, man. You know, it says, and again, this is Jeremiah 51:30, and it reads, "The mighty men of Babylon have forborne to fight. They have remained in their holds. Their might hath failed. They became as women." And that's with all of the abominations over here changing their gender, so attempting, trying to become something different. It almost speaks literally as well as figuratively. You know, a lot of have become women. They have burnt their dwelling places. Her bears are broken. Her bars are broken. We're gonna go up here real quick. It said forborn.
Strong's H2308. Chadal. Chadal.
Hadel.
And the form just below that, Chadel. Chadel.
Is to stop, cease, desist, forego, cease to be, leave alone, forbear, to cease, come to an end, to cease, leave off. So hey, these Americans, man, they don't want to get involved. But the options for them not to be involved are not there anymore. They're going to be drawn in because they have no choice but to be drawn in. Because this is the will of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, that they be drawn in.
They understand what that means. The consequences, as you pointed out earlier, for the global economy, for our own economy, for the financial system, and also for the region, and the potential for bringing Russia into the equation. Or the Russians have thousands of people on the ground in Iran right now.
And again, it's and I'm going to bring this one out, then I'm going to go to the other scripture that I have. This is Joel 3 and verse 10, because we see this with all of these nations. These nations are no longer in a agricultural mindset. Everyone sees what's happening. Everyone sees this bully on the block who feigns this democracy, and as the elder Alton Malco would say, grenade. Anytime that word is thrown about, because they throw that into your land, and next thing you know, your women are naked, your men are moving in a sugar time mentality, There's chaos, there's confusion. You know, anytime they come at you with that, it doesn't bring what people think it's going to bring. You know, they're caught up in this media program that tells them, whatever it is that the elite want them to hear, and they think that this place is all, streets of gold and milk and honey is running through everything. And when they get here, they realize, the deception has been very strong. The evil force is strong with this place. But this is Joel 3:10. It says, beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I am strong. Assemble yourselves and come, all ye heathen, and gather yourselves together round about. Thither cause thy mighty ones to come down, O Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai. So, we're seeing the gathering of all of these forces, and as the colonel just said, that Russia, you know, is going to be involved. And I'll start at 6, and it reads, Gomar and all his bands, the house of Togarmah of the north quarter and all his bands, and many people with thee. Be thou prepared and prepare for thyself. So, we see that these they're not playing around. They've been helping Iran build itself up. They've built themselves up. They're engaging in reclaiming old territory. They're moving off of this American dollar system. Everything is being played out as the scripture says it would. It says, thou and all thy company that are assembled unto thee, and be thou a guard unto them. So, hey, what did he say? The Russians are what?
They built up the air and missile defense apparatus as rapidly and effectively as they can, but they've also flooded lots of other technologies into the country, particularly missiles and weapons. So Iran is ready in a way that it has probably never been to deal with this Israeli attack. And Doug, let me ask you, will not exercise any restraint after Israel attacks them. That's over, because I'm sure you saw in the news that someone in the State Department apparently leaked some very critical information about discussions we had with the Iranians. What a disaster. The Iranians have now said, that's it. No more. We're not playing your game. We will act decisively. So I think the table is set for a tragedy, a big tragedy.
Yeah, and I had not seen that, what you were referring to there yet, but I assumed that was the case because...
So, hey, the Russians have been doing exactly what the scripture says they would do. And he says tragedy, but we don't use that word. It's not, these people, their reputation precedes them. And unless you've been walking through life with blinders on and your eyes closed, then, hey, man, and I'm going to get that, because this is everything, even to the point where, they've established the fact that, Cristobal Colon is actually, one of those small hats, which, hey, not an Israelite, but a small hat. you know. So every day, this scripture is manifesting itself. Every day. It's like just with like clockwork, you know. Some aspect of this scripture is brought forward. This is Habakkuk 2 and verse 16. It reads, "Thou art filled with shame for glory. Drink thou also, and let thy foreskin be uncovered." You know, and what is that? You cause all of the nations to drink, you know, this funky wine, this democracy grenade. So now you're being forced to drink as well. And now you're being exposed. Now you're being brought forward for your, disgusting nastiness. Now all of the things that you've been, throughout the world is being made manifest, you know. And the world is seeing you're not so white and pure. You're actually quite black. And let thy foreskin be uncovered. The cup of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai's right hand shall be turned unto thee, and shameful spewing shall be on thy glory. You know? So, again, all of these things are literally being made manifest.
They have shown so much restraint. I mean, going back to when their embassy was bombed and their assassination, in their capital city during an inauguration, and they were remarkably restrained. I think because they didn't want.
I get it if y'all think the states have been neglecting you, but with this new program, they're actually coming in clutch.
Want a wider war, and they wanted to try and prevent that if they could, but
hey, you can't go without Eve's delusional ass, you know. So soon as we, Eve gonna be part of this whole destruction that comes upon, and soon her delusional ass is gonna be fully engulfed in misery, because I should have kept going, let that commercial keep going. But what did she say? Hey, they're helping us. They're again, Eve is she ain't gonna learn till she learns, till she gets trodden down. Then she's gonna get it.
If there's any more, I think that they probably have reached the end of their patience. But I wonder, in the last bit of time we have here, if you can talk about military task and difficulty facing Israel. What could be an attainable military objective or a political objective if they use military power? Because given the size and the limitations of the Israeli armed forces in total, and the distance between them and Iran, and the difficulty with air or missile strength, what could Israel even do? Because unless you invade a country, you can't defeat it militarily. You can hurt it. But then if they can't defeat it, then what's the end state?
Israel.
And that's really all I wanted out of that. I mean, the end game, the end state, the end of it all is going to be the destruction of that land and the destruction of Babylon. But it's just basically every time you see something now, it's really just, scriptures being made manifest, prophecy fulfilling itself. One day closer, one step closer, one moment closer to, the end of this era, salvation, man, being taken out of captivity. Just, every day is one step closer. And with that in mind, this is Ecclesiastes 12 and 13. And it reads, "Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear the Most High and keep his commandments, for this is the whole duty of man." So with that, again, this is just basically we're seeing these scriptures being fulfilled. The Most High said none of his words would return to him void, roughly paraphrasing. The water Yahweh Hashem Yahushua for that, because we know that the end is nigh. So with that, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rahak Kodash. Double honors to my apostles and elders, bishops, the men of great millstone, peace and blessings to the 144,000, the hopeful elect, the men, women, and children scattered throughout the four corners of the earth of the hopeful elect. To you I say, Shalom.